I had a viewer recently ask me if she should sell her wall art as a digital download or print on demand. And I thought it was such a great question because both types of shops have their own great potential, but they're both very different. There's also a third option called a hybrid shop, which is where the shop owner will have digital downloads and they offer print on demand items in one shop. I currently run both a digital download shop and a print on demand shop, so I have firsthand experience, knowledge, and a few thoughts. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the pros and cons of all three options and which one I think may be the winner at the end of the video. Let's get right into it. For those who may not be familiar, a digital product is a digital download that the buyer will receive immediately. A digital download can be wall art, a Tumblr wrap, a PNG file, a template, or a planner. Print on demand, or POD, involves physical items like a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a coffee mug, a notebook, and these items are produced and shipped by a third-party print provider. The pros of having a digital download shop are you have higher profit margins, you have no inventory to worry about, and it can end up being a lot more passive than a print on demand shop. However, there are a couple of cons about having a digital download shop. Number one being there can be a lot of work that needs to be done upfront, and that can take a while too. It really depends on what digital download item you're selling, but there is a bit more work that needs to be done on the front end. I feel like there's a lot more competition in the digital world compared to print on demand. When you're doing digital products, you have a higher chance of people copying your designs. But what I love about having a digital download shop are a few things. I love that the trends change pretty often because I don't get bored and I like to challenge myself to be able to keep up on the trends and be one of the early adopters. I also love that I have full control over the quality of my items. I'm not having to rely on a third party company for that. And finally, I love that when I get an order, I don't have to do anything with it. File for them to download will be automatically provided by Etsy. I uploaded the file into the listing and they take care of the rest. I feel like frees up a lot of my time to continue creating and to continue researching what is doing well in my shop. There's not much for me to do after I get an order, and I do like that. Okay, now moving on to the pros of having a print on demand shop. You can scale your shop a lot easier. You have a wider product variety to put your designs on. You don't have any inventory to manage. Your print provider takes care of all that for you. But moving on to the cons of having a print on demand shop are that you may have a lower profit margin because you're paying your print provider quite a bit to do all of the production, the packaging, and the shipping for you. And you may run into a fulfillment delay, especially now we're in the holiday season right now. So there are going to be a lot more opportunities for your item to arrive late to your customer due to the rush. You don't have any control over the quality because you're not the one producing, packaging, and shipping the product. You're relying on your print provider to do that. I think print on demand is wonderful. You get to create for many different items without ever having to touch any inventory. You can take one great selling design and then you could put that on a mug, a t-shirt, a desk mat, a calendar. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do with print on demand and you don't have to worry about any of the inventory. But don't forget about the lower profit margins, which could eat into your bottom line, especially if you run ads. Your print provider can make a mistake and you can have an angry customer leave you a negative review and kind of turn into the middleman, but you have to answer for that. I don't love the lack of quality control when it comes to print on demand. Okay, now moving on to the pros and cons of a hybrid shop. A great pro of a hybrid shop is that you can cater to a huge audience because if you think about it, with a digital download shop, you can only cater to the people who want a digital file. And then with print on demand, you can only cater to people who only want the physical item. But if you combine both in one shop, you can reach way more people under one umbrella, which can be very exciting. However, when it comes to a hybrid shop, a couple of cons for me are you have a higher chance of a customer being confused about what they're ordering. For example, you may have a digital file of a PNG for a t-shirt, and one of your mock-ups can be a model mock-up of the model wearing the sweatshirt, for example, with your design on it. So you can show how your digital file will look on a print on demand item or a physical item like a sweatshirt. You would be shocked at how many people think that they're buying that sweatshirt for $2 or $3. And I have a lot of concerns about you running into that more and having a higher chance of negative reviews and having to deal with a lot more customer service because a customer got confused. Another con for me would be that the time management that it would go into that type of a shop could be very challenging because your brain is having to work in two different ways. Digital files and print on demand are completely different types of shop models. And if you combine them both into one, you may run into just time management issues within your own self. My opinion on a hybrid shop, I think the biggest thing for me would be the potential of having a confused customer, and that can be a nightmare to deal with. Something I heard through the grapevine, I don't have any information on it or any confirmation on it. The algorithm may struggle with trying to figure out what kind of shop you are because your SEO will be very different. You'll have SEO for a digital product and then a print on demand or a physical product. And there are some people in the industry who think that by having a hybrid shop that it just may be a bit more challenging for you to rank. But again, I don't have an opinion on that, just some food for thought. My opinion, if I had to pick one, digital download, print on demand, or hybrid definitely out the window for me. But now I'm left with print on demand and digital. I'd have to go with digital because I appreciate that it is a lot more hands off. I like having full quality control. I like the higher profit margins. And one could argue that the digital download items are lower ticket than print on demand. But digital downloads, they tend to be more of a numbers game. But don't get me wrong, I love print on demand. I've had so much fun with it. Print on demand is wonderful. And I like the idea of taking one of my great designs and putting it on a few different products. I think that is really exciting and that can build customer loyalty as well because you may have somebody love a shirt you have and then they come back to your shop and they see you have it on a tote bag or they see you have it on a mug and then they buy that because they loved the design that much. And like I said earlier, the idea of a hybrid shop, I don't love it, but I always will encourage you guys to do your own research. Don't take one person's word for it. Combine all of the research and the opinions and information that you gather and make a decision that you feel the most comfortable with. For me, I'm going to go with a digital download shop any day. And there you have it. I want to hear from you down below in the comments. Would you do a digital download shop? Would you do a print on demand shop? Or what do you think about doing a hybrid shop? I would love to hear from you. And before you go, check the description below because I did create a free ebook for you of 25 digital product ideas to sell. And I'm currently working on a free ebook for print on demand items, so stay tuned for that. But that'll be it for today. Thank you all very, very much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.